You can clip it, yeah. It'll hear you. They're pretty
Want
good.
us to do a little test?
No, I can actually sit. I'm just huh?
Clip it to your pants.
What about my pants?
Clip it to your pants.
Oh, it'll make noise off my pants.
Oh,
Well,
you can clip it here.
that's maybe not all that bad.
Don't move all.
Test.
Clip it
Test.
to the fire
Yeah,
pit.
yeah, yeah.
Actually, I can see.
Uh.
Wah, 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 wah.
Jimmy's is a little louder than Zach's. Yeah.
Oh.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, don't mind the recorder, boys. You just have to.
I didn't consent to this.
My lawyers will hear from you.
He's holding me against my will. Help, we're trapped in his basement.
We are holding you against.
He claims he's Dr. Dre. The other one claims. He claims he's Eminem. Yeah, that guy says he's Dr. Dre or something. I don't remember the fucking song. Just he like.
I'm your motherfucking. You talking about guilty conscience?
Wonder he's like, I got Dr. Dre's dead. He's locked up in the basement.
Ooh, let's get some of those nice fire noises.
Oh, it caught fire out here.
Actually, it wasn't picking up anything at all.
That's scary.
He says fire. We're fucking at a ski resort.
This is a beautiful evening
Y'all
that
can't
we're
tell me I'm
enjoying.
lying.
It is not to dox all of us, but we are in central Missouri, and it is currently Christmas evening, and it's pretty much t-shirt weather. A light jacket will do it, and we have a nice little unadulterated fire going on that the microphone can't pick up. Maybe it picks it up just a little bit. What a beautiful time.
What a beautiful time.
That was
Some would
that
say
good.
it's the best time. It could be way worse time.
A lot of people are saying that global warming's not all that bad now that we have a beautiful Christmas.
I am running for president next year, and my whole thing is I'm going to.
I didn't even have to put on a coat today. I just had to wake up and be merry, and that's all that we ever wanted to love and worry about.
Sometimes on Christmas, I wish I
can't.
didn't have to be married. I wish it was Jeff or Josh, but every year they're like, you got to be married.
They say Mary was a virgin, but I say Mary was just a happy day.
That one got me.
No, I do want to say though, thank you boys for coming out. This is nice. We
Yeah.
were, I'm not a religious man. I'm not gonna say blessed, but in a sense blessed. We were blessed because it's nice with the ability to do. Because nobody would want to be out here if it was snowy at 3 degrees.
You got to file this.
I mean,
You need to be
I understand that this is probably
Yeah,
global
keep it in.
warming, but also,
I'll take advantage of it while it's all right.
yeah.
Before we burn.
Yeah, for real. For the fucking oceans grow third the size, they all fucking get a lot closer.
People will just have to move inland. One time they asked Ben Shapiro, they said, well, what about the people whose houses, like, on the ocean? He's like, yeah, of course the oceans might rise a little bit. And then, like, what do they do? He goes, well, they'll sell them.
To who?
To who?
Yeah. There's a meme about that.
They'll
And
sell them to the
guy. The guy goes, Aquaman?
That's how Atlantis became
Oh,
Atlantis.
man.
Zeros, and they had to sell their houses.
I don't know, man. As we sit here and we're pondering this evening, this time, this age of hypocrisy. I love that shit. I love that shit. It is a strange time to be alive, man. And I wonder if we're all still here in 25 years, 2050, what we'll have to say about that,
Remind me again, because my brain's just turned off. What does hypocrisy mean again?
Well,
My brain knows it, but
to
it's
be
not
a
remember.
gaslighting.
to be a hypocrite is to be like
Gaslighting yourself.
ideological, like in one way. You say you're one way, but you are acting another manner.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like preaching, if you were to be like, you shouldn't
Premarital sex is bad, and then go bang my girlfriend.
premarital, yes. All right, I guess that's why I should be the red flag. Yeah. But if you're already married, then it's not premarital. You have a wife, you just fucking smell shit.
Well, that's adultery.
That's
No,
adultery.
don't
That's
cheat
a
on
form-
your wives.
That's
one of the
also
things.
maybe a form of hypocrisy, but no, just
Yeah.
doing one thing and but
Preach one thing and-
preach one thing and doing another. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I thought that's what that meant. My brain turned off. Oh.
And what better day to even talk about hypocrisy than Christmas? You know what I mean? Like really?
Yeah.
You were talking about it earlier, and I'm like, it's like minus the religious aspect, but like, I don't think Jesus was actually born on Christmas. I think they like found out that he was born like summertime or like something.
No, I could be wrong, and this could just be some bullshit that they get passed around in high school that I believe is to be true. But if I remember correctly, then it's like Christmas was a pagan holiday that it was close enough to the actual day that they just wanted to take it over. At some point, the church was like, "Now, how about we just move it?"
Oh, that might be. Yeah. Maybe that's why.
Also, Jesus isn't a white man. White Jesus is a whole different form of Jesus that actually.
That was a miracle. See this guy down at
Dude, it's the original Michael Jackson.
Okay, well, I'll say a lot of things about Jesus, but I've never called him a child molester. I've never been like,
you can't be a child molester and call everybody a child.
we're all children.
We're all
Oh
children of
my
Jesus.
God.
Holy
Oh my
fuck.
God, we just cracked.
We just broke the code.
That's the Da Vinci Code. Like we already knew the church was banging the kids. So, I mean, that's not.
Hey, only the Catholics. Only the Catholics.
No,
They'll just steal your money and your.
But that's their
booze.
way of fucking everything.
Catholics just say, "Well, listen, man, there's some loopholes. There's some loopholes, and there's some tighter.
There's some
holes.
loopholes and there's some poop holes.
There's some
You gotta
loopholes.
figure out which one you're gonna go through first.
Oh my
It's just
god.
a classic Catholic poop hole.
This is a
Oh
carnival
my
in the
god.
The title of this episode is not going to be Catholic poop hole.
I mean, poop hole Catholic.
What's up, Waylon? Waylon the cat is in the chat.
He has
For
no time for
the
the cat
listeners,
distraction.
because this is going to be a strange. I'm gonna have to maybe add like AI video to this. This is like long. I mean, I'm gonna get some imagery here soon of maybe fire put all over.
You just
And,
pay somebody like $5 to make a stick figure animation, but it's like really, really shitty animation.
dude, I would love, dude. My
Yeah.
some of my favorite come town clips are this guy. This guy, his channel's name is Saul. He animates like bits from that podcast, and it's all pretty funny most of the time. He does a really good job. He's the one that animated the fat guy in a bodega.
Yeah.
It's like the fat guy's the hot helicopter camera can't see the fat guy. He's so fat he can't be seen on camera.
Too fat.
Too fat to be fit in the frame of the camera. And then also the other guy's dick is too small to be seen. Okay, it's causing a gravity warp. The helicopter's crashing. The crashing.
That's amazing.
Oh man, I was bummed to find out that Ben hates Stavros. His laugh.
Yeah. They were saying that. Yeah. Oh,
Man,
then why?
well, why, Ben? Why?
Why?
Why did you do this?
Why have you forsaken me?
Why have you forsaken me? Oh. Sorry.
I'm glad that we both thought that of like turning it into a song. So okay, it's the exact same.
Well,
thing.
we're looking at the equalizer. We have the technology over there.
We're not cavemen, SpongeBob.
It's the future.
Technology.
It's all gonna sound like. I'll balance.
Actually,
out.
it'll be nothing but noises of the fire. You won't even hear us.
We're like an afterthought.
We're all dead.
Yeah.
We don't make rules.
You know,
We're trying to figure out what the goddamn fourth dimension would be, but we're too simple.
That was the
but,
beginning of that.
but it's
Where
too fat to
That's
fit
where
in
that
frame.
conversation started, and I don't remember where it went to.
I'm gonna be honest with you. We all got kind of high on dabs, and that was just kind of where that led and where that went.
But there's a paper that just came out, or maybe not a paper. Oh,
Well,
fuck.
take hold of that for a second.
There was something I watched that's about as vague as I could possibly get. Oh,
You witnessed something.
what was it?
I'm fully blown.
Oh, this was a person interviewing somebody in some lab. I don't remember, but they were talking about how there's I didn't take notes. This is all from my memory. If anybody is listening to this,
Nobody.
and I'm pretty hot. But there's a paper that just came out about this discovery isn't new. This discovery was made a very long time ago, maybe in like the 70s or some shit. I don't know. I don't know. Before 2000, I think. Maybe I'm full of shit. But it wasn't today. But there's on a second plane we can create a surface so thin essentially that it is a second dimension plane. And on the second dimensional plane, you can send electricity. You can put, if you line electrons, I might be using the wrong nerd words here, but let's go with me. If you put electrons in it on like in specific sections, protons, I don't know. And then you hit it with an electrical charge, it causes them to move in a circular pattern. But along the edges, it causes it to do a half circle, and then the other half seems to go always to the if it's the charge is going to the right, then it's going to go to the left towards the beginning and start the loop again. But because of the way that it interacts, people much smarter than me, and you can tell you this better than me, and somehow built a field that can detect things of this nature that I just don't remember. It like goes up, which shouldn't be possible.
Goes up a dimension.
It like on the flat plane, if it's a half circle, the other circle is a 90-degree up. And it shouldn't be able to do that. Because of flat plane. But that's detectable. That is, and that's easy for us to detect in the third dimension. A second dimensional spike like that. And somehow, I don't remember this, but they recently detected that same thing from the third dimension into the fourth dimension. That phenomenon has a name. When the excess energy is so much that it has to transcend its reality into the higher dimension above. And they built a thing that can detect this. And you can look at it on a funky graph field thing. It doesn't mean it outside of like understanding that, yep, that's data. And you're not going to grasp it too much, but it is detectable fourth dimensional existence. Which is the first time that's ever actually been done, outside of it being AR concept.
You know, in a weird way, entertaining the idea of there being like potential fourth dimensional beings out there that we can't interact with and or see because we are stuck in the dimension of 3.
I want to intercept
Really?
you with a thought. We are fourth dimensional creatures experiencing the time at the speed of the third dimension.
Do you think that maybe the consciousness is almost like our fourth?
I think we're much higher dimensional creatures than that. And I think we're just this existence that we're in is just this perspective of this probability for the grand, like we're the same us in every probability that could exist and every time that could exist, and in a grander scale, any whatever the else thing we could exist up to the highest like dimensional existence. We are this entity, and whether that means we're those to become the same entity at some point in time down the road because of dimensional overlaps or dimensional layers, it could be, but that's what we are. This is just the slice of it we get to perceive, and from this perspective. And I'm sure there's a version of us that gets to perceive this exact moment from every higher possible dimension you can imagine. But our third dimensional self is only meant to perceive this, so this is what we get. And if we're going to prove that higher dimensions, if we prove that higher dimensions exist, then if higher dimensions don't just exist in some places, they exist everywhere. And that also means that there's a higher dimensional version of us. There she goes with the stick.
Yours is my fire poking stick, man.
That's a good dog stick.
That's
man.
a 2-dimensional dog right there.
Oh.
That dog sees stick and ball, and that's it. That's all she is. But thanks, man. That was a perfectly crafted fucking fire poking stick, man.
Shrugs off and she did it sneakily too, like she knew she probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
It's probably warm.
Well,
But that's what that means.
my brain. Yeah, it's kind of
But here's a poke in the hole of the fourth dimension being time. Is because How
They can-
can we, if a higher dimension exists, how, if we just proved, we, we just decided that it's finally time to not call it a theory anymore, that but reality is quantum. And if quantum exists, then there's no set future. If all futures exist in tandem until it happens. And if that happens, how can a dimension one step above us be a set time?
Mm.
That to me sounds like it's the future
so
of probability.
While I can't describe,
Or dimension
you'd have to
probability.
think that a fourth dimensional being at least could interact with time in a manner
If time is a 3D construct, then the fourth dimension would be here.
would be able to
the
look.
time isn't a 3D construct.
What is it?
That's a good question.
Fourth dimension.
I don't think time. I think time might be a perception of a dimension, but I just like how matter isn't a depth of dimension. I think time is a byproduct of the dimension it's in.
Think about this. Think about if we like
Time can't exist.
you know the
without
moon is like tidally locked with us, right? What if the Earth, if we lived on a planet where we only saw
time is the tide of
the
existence.
sun, and the sun never moved in the sky,
Like
and
we
it set-
rotated perfectly.
we never rotated. We always faced the sun. We
Wouldn't
would we have a concept? Would we have a concept of time then, or is really?
Not unless-
is it really is time more or less? We get that as a construct because we can observe and quantify.
the
in
things that should have to
numbers.
come next.
Well, even if that didn't happen, us keeping track of time is a human concept, like dates and
but the
like all
passage
that
of
stuff.
events is this. But I got another whole poke for you. We invented a machine.
You will want to hold that up just a little higher. It doesn't have to be super close, but
I got another hole to poke in your idea that you're about to say. We
You know what I'm gonna say.
no,
I don't
but
want the
yes, I
poke
do.
to see.
I don't remember what you're about to say, but I know what I'm about to say. Is what causes the passage of time? Well, what even is the speed of time? We invented a machine that you put against the eyeball of anything, and it is a fast enough laser that it's faster than your eye, and it can count the shutter speed that your eye has of how fast you can take this in, and that is the frame rate at which you don't experience
Oh.
reality any different speed than them.
the perception of time.
Like, what the fuck is the perception of time? What's the speed of time? Because our speed of time is this, but a cat's speed of time, its eye frame rate is fucking different. So is a dog's. It's that way. Its perception of the same moment that you experience is not the same speed. And if that's the case, what is the speed of existence?
We talked about this before. Like if you look, because we live like
What's the speed of time?
because there's essentially a straight line between me and Jimmy's house, right? If he leaves his house and I leave my house, and we're doing the exact same speed, when we pass each other, are we on the same
I don't know how to answer.
time? Exactly, right?
Well-
we would say yes, but
Well, your
you're
frame
traveling.
rate.
If you're okay,
I believe. Oh, go ahead.
If you're traveling at the same speed, heading in a straight line at each other,
you would think that you would be experiencing time exactly the same, but
what do you mean by experiencing time?
No, I don't know about that. I think it has something to do with times. I think the idea, the problem, the equation you're thinking of is two people go from point A to point B at different speeds. Because there's
okay, maybe
same
there's a difference there.
there's a difference between time at speeds. And you can prove that by like going around the planet and checking your time. It's like setting your watch here on Earth and setting your watch
Just like the people
on
in the
you
space
and leaving one
station
here and going back
experience
there.
time faster than
We've
than-
proven this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A dude did this.
they
It's
do
gone
like a
up and
bone
come down
density test or
Matt's
something.
watch.
But even if
No, watches.
No,
Watches. A dude had two watches synced up like fucking mechanical watches. And he went up there and he left one here and he went up there and he fucking, I don't remember what they did. They fucking flew around or something. But then when they came back, his watch was less time had passed on his watch than what the watch on it. What is the speed of time? I believe this is some far-fetched shit. It was seeing some growth, but it hasn't gone anywhere. I believe time's like park. And there's you have like a tolerance to it. And as your tolerance weakens, to your perception of perspective, your mental perception of time perspective. That's where the basic shit.
like the longer you experience time itself,
The faster it goes.
the more you become. Yeah, I've been talking about this a lot lately, man. Like the older, talk to somebody who's like 80 years old and ask them how long a year feels, and they'll more than likely they'll be like, it feels like it's like three.
I
It
remember
feels
being
like
60
3
last
months.
week.
Yeah, like because you experience it on a loop and you get more and more used to it, more and more and more and more, it speeds up. Even for me, a year, like
Even if the
when I was
experiences
in,
are different.
how long was a year? How long was summer when you were like
Oh, dude, it was
11,
fucking forever.
right?
It lasted, yeah.
It was for, and like by the end of it, you were like, I can't even. But then by the time high school,
Like, oh, fuck, summer's coming.
you're like,
Damn,
holy
summer's half
crap!
over
You're like,
already.
how is it already? You're like, how is it already July?
Like, I remember going, not just that, I remember going to summer school and then having time be like, dude, I still got plenty of time before school starts.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, school starts next week.
yeah.
Oh God! And then now
Yeah.
it's
Semesters
just
literally
it
fly
doesn't
by.
matter. The summer break is meaningless.
Days of the week mean nothing. Also, it's
Yeah.
like, you know, and this is the grandiose. Let's not get too sidetracked here. But this is time. You know, time. I don't believe time is I don't believe time. If we claim space and time is what ties this reality together. I think time might be a third dimensional concept, and I think the fourth dimensional is like it would be. There's two things. There's like space and time here. What is it? What it's probability and something in the next
If okay, so you're saying like for our third dimension, are things that hold us together like space and time, but
one. It's like something.
Something else.
It's like
if space and time holds us together, you know.
probability dictates the speed of dictates the flow and cause of next action of the reality above ours, like time does here.
Yeah.
So if that makes sense, because that's probability is, in my opinion, is the dimension above time. Because what else? If you can look at everything all at once, then what do you do above that? You look at what could be.
What's really gonna? It's like maybe like this is also far fetched, but maybe we've become just super hyper aware, and then the fourth dimension though is actually just the matrix.
What if time is just over?
Like, you know what I mean?
Like time can't exist without something to exist. That type of situation.
Which leads into another theory I have, and I didn't have this theory. I'm going to out myself here. I probably would have gone.
observer.
I probably would have gone through this path anyways, but I sped it up a lot faster by smoking a bunch of DMT, and and through some insane conclusions and thought processes I've had, I believe that reality is conscious, and if I believe reality itself is conscious, then that means I need to believe everything is conscious, and to some extent, not necessarily thinking.
Even this
But
true.
if everything is conscious, then I believe that consciousness evolves, and it evolved life because it needed to evolve itself to start understanding. But consciousness itself and the observation of consciousness, observing other consciousness, and things needing to happen because of that is what would have led up to everything from the beginning to, like, if stars are conscious and planets are conscious, even to a much dumber and lesser extent than us, it still could be some form of existence that is somewhat aware of its own experience, or at least experiencing an experience, maybe not relatable to ours or even something we could state in words. But if that's the case, then, there's still an observer causing things to happen. Because the universe would need an observer for anything to happen. Otherwise, what's the fucking point and how did it begin? With consciousness, the idea of, all right, I'm ready, could be enough to start existence.
The idea that it all even
Where did that
kinda
come
just-
from is another question.
Yeah, that it all just kind of popped one day, and like one day there just was hot
And that
planets and explosions and,
the
and
statement,
things rocketing out of a singularity.
the one day there just was, is like the same thing as saying I think therefore I am,
Right?
but on a lesser magnitude.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
It's you
Which
said
part?
it's on the same level of I think therefore I am.
If, like, to even acknowledge existence in the first place, something has to be there to acknowledge it, whether it be itself.
So
Zach's
so-
stoking the fire out
that's good. It
So it's
even
on,
if it's
so
itself
the thing that
observing
I
itself,
think
it still has
therefore
to
I am.
be.
It's like okay,
It like if you it like if for something to exist, they're like if we've decided that reality is quantum and things don't happen unless they are observed, then something has to be there to observe them in the first place.
Yeah, but okay, hold on now, hold on, because we have to.
you're kind of
Okay.
blowing mind in a
I
weird way.
believe
No, because
life
we're
as we
so-
know it has evolved,
well-
so consciousness could form a higher form of
what
itself.
we're asking in that sense is the old question of if a tree falls and nobody's around to hear it, does it make a noise? The answer is that it does make,
Well, the
but
answer is
nobody is around to hear it.
well, no, because it wasn't a person doesn't need to be there to hear it. You're thinking like you're thinking entirely human. There's
So
more
are
than
you
just humans that
saying?
determine
But
reality.
yeah, okay, I
I'm
see what
saying
you're
everything determines
and when you're
reality,
saying-
including the stars in the sun
okay,
and squirrels
so
and maybe even
so the
rocks.
squirrels can be an observer. It doesn't have to be necessarily of a
The question
intelligent, conscious mind, like of a certain intelligence. It just has to be
Conscious,
something that can observe, and it doesn't even necessarily need to be
seen, like I,
a living.
like
Yeah,
observe
trees.
not in the human sense.
Yeah, a
Trees
rock.
can observe, but like rocks, like this is some real hippie
They're
shit.
still there.
But it's like it's a different form of observation than we can really comprehend.
No, I
How
understand
that
what
question
you're
I feel
saying.
like should go is if a tree falls in the woods and nothing's around it, does
The real
The
question is
tree
did
itself can observe itself falling.
the real question is did the tree even fall in the first place,
sure
Was-
there's cats.
or was it
Yeah.
already on the ground?
Well, I came across a tree on the ground. It fell.
Oh,
How do you know that?
Because it didn't grow. It didn't fucking
Because it
grow.
didn't
but I mean
grow
that is
that
the
way,
answer though,
damn it.
because
Yeah.
something was there to observe it, but it wouldn't like the thought is deeper than literally about a tree.
Now, on the cosmic scale of things, when we're talking about massive scales here, right?
Like celestial bodies made of like gases and stars and clouds,
Yeah.
or like in planets and solar systems.
What are they? Do you think that they are able to also like?
Yeah.
As,
Everything has purpose. I mean, we're
okay,
even if it's
okay.
like we're not just purpose, but like we're gonna smash into Andromeda. Is that like even if it's the
How
like,
long is that away?
very long.
Well, I know that, but
billions of
like,
years, probably.
Yeah. Very.
Or at least hundreds of thousands.
It's
Oh.
millions. I think it's 10 million years or something like that.
But like, yeah,
I'm gonna
turtles
miss it.
all the way down, man.
Yeah.
Turtles all the way down. It's conscious.
It
if
also
that
it's,
makes sense.
it's strange that we are in like a right, like we're in a time period
What were the doers?
where we these things are we're observing things that haven't happened yet, that we can mathematically say to a large extent. You know what I mean? Like
What do you mean? What do you mean we're observing things that haven't happened?
we know
like we can
that
calculate when
Andromeda and the Milky
Andromeda's
Way
gonna
will collide, and we know about when it will happen. So we've almost observed things that haven't happened yet because of our ability to with quantified data that we have that we've developed. So it's weird. It's almost okay. Like imagine this. Imagine 3 million years into the future. I'm just keep saying 3 million. I don't exactly remember how long it's gonna be.
3 million years.
3 million years into the future. There's beings that are living on Earth or on some planet that's nearby in the Milky Way somewhere, and they say, "Ah, shit, Andromeda's coming."
We got 3 months. It's right there.
What do we do? And then how do we know that somehow that they haven't? Let's say they're 3 million light years away, and they have the ability to wormhole through. Right? They come back to a time on Earth, a place that's safe from Andromeda relative to where they are in the future, right? And then they say we gotta drop some people off here, and we know that they'll technologically advance because we know how things came about, and maybe these folks will have a chance of surviving and pushing up in the future. Like
That's the story of all tomorrows, but different. That's the basic concept of that.
You know, I don't know. I like thinking about this kind of stuff, man.
You know,
I like thinking about
as we go as the more DMT has, but also as our understanding of reality deepens, and we decided like we could prove this over and over again that reality does like things happen because of observation, and if that's the case, then life only exists for reality to observe itself. And here's a grander statement to that: is what if life tried before and it wasn't good enough? It's fucking losers. They didn't make it. And I'm not saying God, but I'm saying like reality was like that's not good enough,
Hmm.
and it was like we need something better than that. And like, we got us even able to question existence and stuff.
Now, do you think that everybody experiences reality completely different than that?
Oh no,
You think
no,
so?
no. I think there's a pretty hard definable set. Now I think
What do you?
one's perspective on conscience, one perspective of how they float and think throughout the day is very different.
Or
I do
how,
think
or
some
how, or
people
how big?
experience reality differently, but we know if that makes sense.
Mm.
If like we could tell people are colorblind
Okay.
or
Okay.
you
Yeah.
know we can
How
we
your
can
how
actually
your how your
isolate
blue is not the same as the blue that I see, but it's
we
similar
can
enough.
isolate the differences.
Yes,
We
but
can
it's similar enough that we can agree upon
but
it
also
being
here's another concept for you.
a blue.
I'm going to use my own life as a real thing. And there's an expression for this. I don't remember what it's called, but colors do not exist in your brain unless you have something to identify it with. That is mathematically proven. There's a word for that. I can't remember the name.
Like
And
something to compare to.
like you need something to latch onto your mind. Otherwise, it's just red. Doesn't matter if it's like what like you can look in throughout history and uh colors did not like you can see when colors became invented because they were given names and like people could identify them. Otherwise everything between like fucking purple and pink was just like red. Just red.
Mm,
Maybe they knew there might have been like kind of differences, but if they didn't have purple as a name, it's maybe not like it doesn't it's just
it's
red.
it's a different. It's more red.
It's more pink than it
This
is
and this
purple.
is yellow, and
So
this is also
but that's
yellow.
not just like a historical
Two
thing.
different.
That's not just like a historical thing. Like everybody knows the sky is blue. That's not true. There's a guy who did a study with his daughter. He didn't teach her the sky was blue. He just never brought it up.
What an asshole.
Well, the sky isn't blue. The sky's not blue. You were told the sky's blue. So you're like, the sky's blue. The sky's a myriad of a million colors. The sky's like it sometimes is blue, but usually it's a lot more than fucking blue. It's all sorts of colors, oranges and grays and
Well,
fucking.
it's all depending on the light and the atmosphere and what's going on up
Now, and sometimes, but like
because of the
to say
prism
the skies, but
atmosphere.
that's what. When she asked what color the sky was, she said, "Oh, there is no color." Like she was like, it changes color all the time, so there was no discernible color for her to be like, "Oh, the sky's blue." For her, the sky is
whatever color.
whatever
it
color
was.
it was at the time. It wasn't
Sometimes
like
a-
it's this color,
it wasn't
and
like a set color.
sometimes at night it's this color.
And so on
Yeah.
that note, people can experience reality different
Yeah.
because they haven't been tuned into a certain frequency that everybody else is tuned into, or that some people are tuned into. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, it does.
And there's a word
It
for
does
that
make
phenomenon.
This is pretty off topic, and we'll get back on that topic. But we're sitting right here, and we're just looking at this building, and here it's behind my house. And I hope none of them they'll never hear this, unless there's a man in there listening right now. But I've thrown every dead animal that I've had in this yard, I've thrown it over there. And I think one of the squirrels,
I mow it up.
I think one of the squirrels I landed on maybe not on the roof, but I got it pretty high up there. I think it hit the side of the building. And the last one was a dead bird, and I hucked it, like with a shovel, like a trebuchet. Dude, I love it. That's so good.
How many
Just
dead
that-
animals are you finding around here?
Well, so we had a pool when Elizabeth was pregnant. We had a
Oh.
pool, and then she was like, I don't actually want to use a pool to help with my pregnancy. And then and I was like, I'm not swimming in a tiny baby pool. Like I'm not. And it was all kind of cattywampus.
Yeah, it's collecting
And,
dead animals.
Yeah, and then two squirrels climbed in it and they couldn't get out. They died.
You just let
And
them
then
die.
I didn't come back here and look. I just didn't come into the backyard for what felt like 5 months. And I came back here one day and I was like, God damn, there's a lot of bugs back here. What's going on? And there was just two There was 2 squirrels I observed as an observer. The
Yeah,
reality of
observing.
they
The
didn't
bugs
they
observed it a
didn't
long time
exist.
before
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
They
But
got
I
all
didn't
up in there,
observe it.
didn't you?
And there was 2 squirrels that had the their skin eaten by the flies in the exposed sun, and I fished them out with a shovel. And then in a
That's not
weird
fishing. That's shovel.
and shout out, we can do some shout outs here.
Shouts out.
I'm gonna
Shout-
shout out Ben Joseph because he did the same thing. He had a pool, and he was like, "I don't want to deal with getting the water. How do I get the water out of this thing? Because I couldn't get all the water out of mine. I just stabbed a bunch of holes in the bottom
Yeah.
of it, and then because it was like an inflatable pool, like the top ring was inflatable, and it
How
Mhm.
do they get all the water out of pools?
It's strange.
yeah, they pump. Like if it's an in-ground pool, they'll pump all the water. But if
Alright.
I paid $75 for an Intex inflatable pool that was only going to last a year and a half to begin with, unless I was a responsible human being, yeah.
Mhm.
And so I stabbed out of it, also kind of angrily, and I was like, I gotta get rid of this fucking bug squirrel soup that's just infesting. I
Yeah.
had a child, had a
Bugs.
child on the way, all stressed out. Stab a bunch of holes
Yeah,
in a
potion
pool
brewing
like
in the back.
like a crazy person, man. And then it's like getting in your shoes. I thought I probably got some kind of weird.
That's why you're
disease.
sick.
Yeah, that's why I was getting sick all the time.
Oh. I'm kicking the fire.
Hey, how do you like the cinder block action? This
That's
thing has
good.
become so old that the legs are not super stable, and so I shoved it down in these cinder blocks. Oh man. So with this information that you've been pondering about, Jimmy, what do you give me what do you think the nature and the purpose of human beings are?
Oh, to just observe, to make, you know,
Bear with.
to be a higher, to be able to question why we exist in the first place, so our consciousnesses
That evolution
it's
led
can
us,
evolve. You know, otherwise things are just happening for the fuck of it.
and that
And now we are here to be like, why the fuck is this happening? And then to make our own stuff happen, even more things to observe and experiences to have and emotions and all, like a whole spectrum of it, like experiences that you can't have unless you're alive.
do you think
Because
that
they're not
there's-
just ours. There's way more existing creatures on this planet than humans.
do you think that there's going to be things that come about, maybe new emotions, new ways to feel, new forms of reality?
No.
Damn it, Willow, that
Well,
is our poking stick.
I think that no, but I mean, it's just evolution is what we already have.
But we're going to continue to evolve long after we're gone.
Well, yeah, a consciousness, Phil.
Yeah, and our bodies and our minds, and I mean,
Well, us, yes, yeah. And even if humans, and if humans aren't it, existence will manifest somewhere else, or here again, if there really is nothing else out there. Part of me has another idea. I've kind of always thought about. What if things don't exist fully until we make it? Like, what if the anatomical breakdown of what reality really is wasn't there until we fucking went and looked for it? And it was like, I'll phase into reality. I'll figure, but like in it, like the pieces fell into place as we were checking it out. And what if that's what the vastness of space is as well? And some of that shit's just more than a like backdrop it like a video game until we actually go to check it out and it develops depth. And we've developed a lot of depth, so it's
That-
expanded quite a bit. But as
because we shot shit out into space.
well, then we can look fucking far, you know, and like what
kind of like the stars that they didn't think existed until
look even
James-
further.
until they looked a little bit further and they said that is not the end. We thought we found the edge,
And,
and
like-
it's not.
No, maybe we can find
And
the
then-
rules in, but what if these rules? What if the rules don't
remember-
exist until we like discover
Well,
that?
remember the rules didn't line up.
Like
when they started seeing stars that shouldn't be there with the James Webb
Yeah.
telescope, they're like,
Well,
wait,
Is
those
that the name of that
stars,
telescope?
huh?
The James Webb Space Telescope, yeah, JWST,
Yeah, it's a
Ah.
huge telescope.
What's the big space station?
ISS.
Yeah, the International Space Station.
Yeah,
Oh,
That thing, if you,
what's a Hubble?
that's
I'm
a,
thinking
that's a
of-
ground. That's another.
Hubble was like the original space telescope.
That was a satellite, right? I think
No,
Hubble's on Earth, or is Hubble in space?
Hubble's up in space.
Okay,
But
the
it's not a-
James
but
Webb
it's not
Space
a- but
Telescope
it's not a
is
satellite.
Way
Is that
out in
newer?
space.
'Cause I don't
Hubble-
even know of
Hubble's
Hubble.
old. The
Hubble
James
is
Webb
like-
Space Telescope is brand new. Right?
That's
Also,
what
they're like way out. They're like way out in space. They're not
Oh.
like hanging
Not-
out.
Not Hubble. Hubble's much closer to Earth, where James Webb is fucking.
I thought Hubble was like half the distance to the moon.
No, that's where James Webb.
Oh, okay.
James Webb is much, much further out there than fucking Hubble is.
Yeah.
Is it?
And it's like it's so much better that we essentially weren't even looking.
Yeah. So they thought they had seen. Well, they were able to kind of look past.
Just like what I'm saying, we put a better lens on, and reality was like, here it is. I'll fucking focus in harder.
I think that
like a fucking
that stuff. When it comes to that, I think that stuff it's there.
What if it could have been anything? But that's the way that's the way
it's already been, because something over there is already observing.
No. I'm not saying observation. I mean saying look for it. Like, what if atoms didn't necessarily need to exist because no one knew of their existence?
Because we're made.
No one questioned, but nobody questioned.
Observed it into reality.
Yeah, but if nobody questioned what the fuck we were made out of, what if it didn't happen? And until we needed to go look for it, and then reality was like, here it is.
Those are pretty big what ifs, I think.
Here's your answer.
I
mean,
think
we've looked for this for so long ago that it's all common knowledge.
Yeah.
But just like colors, non-existing. What if on the flip side of that, what if certain things really didn't exist?
Until you give it a name.
Until it's observed, until it is quantified as actually existing, more than just theory. And then it's like, oh fuck, and then we look and we see, even if we question its existence, that still doesn't make it real. Maybe it does. Maybe that is the beginning of making it real. Or some things, some things have been found out hard enough.
They thought, they're like, oh, there's nothing smaller than an electron.
But also, I'm a believer.
And then they were like, oh wait, there's quarks.
Oh wait, look, it gets even. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like, what if there's never a real end?
Because the quark didn't need to exist until we looked past.
We can
electron.
always look deeper. And what if we can always find something?
You find the singularity.
Like, what if we could look deeper than that? What we
find two singularities.
They're like for real. I think you could always, just like how numbers can how even in between 0 and 1, there's an infinite number of numbers.
Yeah.
Zero doesn't exist.
No. All right, then also no, that's not what I mean, Zach. I mean, all right, between any two numbers, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, it doesn't matter. There's an infinite number of numbers.
Yeah, numbers don't technically exist.
But like, how do numbers even work? If I can count if I can go 1 point to up to infinite, then how the fuck does 2 even begin?
Yeah. Numbers are.
Does that make sense?
Because of the amount of decimals that you can put between.
No, you can put
2.
infinite. You can put infinite numbers between 1 and 2. You only put one decimal, but there can be literally as many numbers as exist. There are as many prime numbers as there are numbers.
I mean, it has to be. It's in the decimal of. It would make the distance between 1 and 2 smaller, but you would.
I'll put it in a different perspective for you. There's because this fucks me up too. There's as many prime numbers as there are numbers. Because there's no end to numbers.
Yeah. Wait, that's not some Terrence Howard shit, is it?
No, that's math. That's just fucking math.
Then there's English. There's also an infinite number. There's the same number of even numbers that there would be
elevated
numbers.
But there's an infinite. The same numbers that exist also exist in between 1 and 2. That's just one point, and it's the same amount of numbers. So how does 2 actually even begin?
Numbers are
because 1 never ends.
I just saw a comet go through the Crab Nebula. I thought it was going to hit Earth.
Numbers are a human way of perceiving.
We should really need to pre-preface this that none of us are qualified to speak.
I'm qualified. I have paper saying I'm qualified.
You said you've seen motherfucking doctors, maybe not doctors, but
I'm not going to
nurses
say this.
With fucking degrees in nurse degrees or whatever. At least I'm at least more qualified than some jackasses.
Oh yeah. I see what you're saying there. Yeah. I'm not. Well, I'll tell you what. If a nurse came in and was talking about stuff like that, I might trust her more than if she was just like,
If you self.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to. Yeah, I
have to amputate her knee.
Dude, you have no idea how crazy it is. This is just like working in a hospital and hearing a patient.
I hate that.
The one hidden?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I thought you were talking about the It's like,
Yeah, let me hit that
It's,
microphone.
remember the lid is not magnetized, so don't flip it over.
your lid's
Uh,
not bad.
You're not magnetized.
What's keeping me on the
Listening
ground?
to like a Gravity and big fat ass.
That's our best roast of 2025, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there we go. I just forgot the other two.
I don't,
But
I'm not
gravity exists, but it
Well-
didn't need rules until we gave it rules.
Hearing this has nothing to do with gravity. It's gravity. It's the gravity of the,
The gravity of the
situation.
situation.
But listening to like a patient, like an normally older person, just being like, "Help, help, oh God," and they're just like, and then like it's not my job.
I put
wasn't-
the Band-Aid on.
My job wasn't to go in there and also I clean that thing, and it might be careful because I shot an ash into my throat earlier and almost died.
Ash is the name of his.
It's funny, it's gonna be
They-
dirty in about a day. and a
But
half.
then you look around the corner, you like look at a qualified person, and they're like, they're gonna do that for the next. It's not their turn to be looked at, and also I've been in there 12 times. And it's like, yeah, but isn't that your job? Like,
What if this person's dying?
I know you're doing paperwork, but
But you see,
what if
profit,
she?
money,
Yeah,
bullshit like that. Otherwise,
I
they
don't
would
get-
just seek to you till you're better.
I don't get paid enough to as a
The table's butt.
As a healthcare
anything,
representative,
Yeah, well, listen, man, everybody's out to get the piece of pie, I guess. Unfortunately, that's the world we
I'm
fucking
trying to
live
get two
in.
pieces.
Exactly, man. I
Yeah.
would love to have all the pie that I could, and then share the pie with, you know what I mean?
I met with Nick and Matt, and we are going to fine tune my RP system, and we're going to begin trying
What's
to.
that have to do with getting some pie?
I'm trying to get. So that's me trying to get my piece.
You're gonna try and sell it?
And then some.
Wizards of the Coast is gonna buy it from you and then ruin it with stupid other.
No, I'm going to buy fucking Wizards of the Coast.
So you're never selling it.
Oh,
What if they offer you $2 billion?
My pipe dream is to buy Wizards of the Coast, and then my pipe dream beyond that is to buy Transformers or just Hasbro.
to make your own.
You better fucking get to work, buddy.
All right.
Life is short. And there's a lot of Japanese people that already own that shit.
You
They
want that
don't want to
far?
relinquish that shit. You need a
I think
lot of.
Hasbro's all American.
Nah. There's no way. Nah. Wait, okay, who initially
Own the Avengers?
transformed?
Oh,
Two different companies that
Warner
two different
Brothers?
Japanese companies called Transformers is partially created by Takara and Hasbro, the toys, but the franchise is owned by Hasbro. But originally
Hasbro
it was
sounds
two
like
different
a-
Japanese transforming toy car lines that they bought and merged into one and gave a TV show.
So it's Japanese intellectual property.
yeah, they
it's
don't get
Giant
rid of that.
Max.
Yeah, giant, yeah. And Transformers Japanese actually has some.
Well, you're gonna need a lot of yen, and probably gonna need to learn to speak Japanese. But I am interested.
My phone will do it for me.
I am interested in your
Maybe just leave the
RP
headset up, put that
potentially
back.
getting some traction.
Knock it off.
Promote it, man.
Oh, it's not that I'm not there yet, but
Well, I
will.
I know, but you
Pre-promote it.
just gonna have to.
Omni-Theory and shit.
You'll have to pay to promote that shit. You'll have to like develop in today's world. You have to develop a fucking online personality. You have to show people how to play.
Oh no, we're Oh yeah.
Oh,
we're,
God.
we're on.
Hot, toxic, Coca-Cola zero sugar.
Yeah.
Actually,
ink.
that's off-brand zero. That's Summit zero sugar cola.
That was it.
No, Summit. You can see it right there. It's Aldi brand.
It just happens.
Shout out Aldi for
It's
making
perfect.
grocery shopping depressing somehow. They're like, there's no fucking. I tried to call. We didn't have any milk this morning, and I was like, well, I wonder if there's any grocery stores open. And I tried to call Aldi. When you call Aldi, you get a voicemail message that says, we don't allow people to call Aldi, and this is why this is one of the many ways that we're able to sell you things at
Then
a
why the
lower
fuck
price.
do you have a phone number?
Yeah, they had a local phone number, and I dialed it, and it went to an 888 number to an Aldi robot lady that was like,
They have a phone.
they're like, No, I don't think that they do. I mean, maybe they do, but I think they're probably like everywhere else where like you call in, like if you have to call in, you just call into a line. You don't even talk to anybody.
You talk to corporate.
You know that the age of like having to be like my fucking stomach hurts, like in like corporations and shit, like you don't have you just I'm not coming
die.
in, and then you hope you have they just control it. They don't even care anymore what it is. Like, for instance, the hospital of all places didn't accept doctors' notes.
That's
It just counted against you regardless. And so you just they don't
What?
care. You wouldn't I didn't have to have a reason to call in sick. I would just be like, I'm you could just give them a reason,
It didn't matter.
but it didn't matter because there was nothing the outcome was
That's
the
so
same.
backwards.
Exactly, right? So that's why Aldi doesn't have a goddamn phone, and so, I get it. They're not open, and that's good. They probably shouldn't be. But also just, why have we gotten so far away from I can't
Cash.
call the fucking Aldi?
No, because corporate greed, man. Late stage capitalism. And you can't do shit about it.
Can't do shit about it.
And they know this.
Oh
we
man.
can take this fire.
And that's
here
why
start burning
McDonald's
this place.
publicly said, we're going to jack our prices up as high as we can. See how much people are willing to pay.
I'm not scratching my balls at all. Like
He's currently
He's
stretching
scratching
his
his
balls.
I've been
balls.
outside a bunch today, and I don't know if there's bugs and ticks back or not because the weather's all
Like,
global
no, they're
warming.
in
Like,
hibernation.
y'all remember that during COVID?
They can come out.
Like,
No.
right at the end of COVID, Mickey D's was like, or like during it, they were like, yeah, we're going to see how high we can push our prices.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're like
Like,
everybody
they just
needs it.
publicly said that.
Like
Like
everybody
we,
needs
hold on, not to get, I don't want to talk politics, but we live in the fucking, this isn't talking politics. We live in the day and age in which the president can fucking do things that like a normal man would go to jail for. Or like, not just that, but like, he can say shit like grab him by the fucking pussy. Or
Grab him
like,
by
here, piggy. And like, and like, and
The
not
grabber
just
and the
that,
pussy
we,
thing was a
we live in
long
a,
time ago.
yeah,
I'm
but
not
he's-
defending it, but
but-
that was a different time.
but
The piggy thing.
it was the
is
beginning of
pretty
this
egregious.
time though. And, but
What?
like,
Wait, explain that.
like,
It was in the night.
he just
the
called a
piggy-
reporter he didn't like. It was probably kind of
Yeah.
thick,
So this.
piggy.
Okay. So a little more. A little more
That's all-
context. A
yeah.
little more
No,
context.
the fucking president, one of the
Yeah.
most powerful people in the fucking world should not be like a fucking.
He shouldn't know. He shouldn't
Jabroni.
speak to
Yeah,
people
you should.
that way.
You should. Yeah,
It should be
it doesn't,
honorable.
doesn't matter if that's.
But- So
Yeah,
it was a
yeah, the-
reporter that he
oh,
didn't like,
pathetic.
and he was on. They were on Air Force One, and they have to. Hey, Zach. Yeah.
Give me fire. I'm
Well, don't destroy the poking stick.
poking stick's supposed to be put poker. Oh,
Just let it cool off. It'll harden it.
I
Um,
must play with.
Yeah. God damn it.
I was watching. It was,
Yeah.
it was a little too much fun.
Bunch of fucking autistic people sitting around a fire.
give me a fire. I'm
God
gonna play
damn
with
it. So they're on Air Force One, and Trump, and he doesn't
Oh,
like
yeah.
the lady, and she's maybe overweight. I didn't even see a picture of her. And
Yeah.
God forbid we do a poll. Was she? Is it that? No, that's bad.
Be
but
prepared for the YouTube
she-
poll we're gonna put up after this video.
she was grilling. Yeah, was she a pig? She was kind of grilling him with a question he didn't like, and it was probably over the Epstein files. To be honest with you,
Yeah, hold on.
Or-
That's-
or-
that's
or it
the
was
And
did
he
you
extreme-
suck
said,
a
and
Clint's
he
dick?
said I think he said that's a very rude question to ask, Miss Piggy, coming from you. Oink, and I think he also
Yeah.
followed up with a oink.
No,
oink,
he
oink,
made a
oink,
noise.
and made a pig noise
And,
at
and
her.
we live
I
in a
can't defend
time
that,
in which
you know?
Elon Musk
I can't-
did
I
2
can't
fucking
tell
Nazi
the sentence.
salutes in front of millions of Americans.
He's done it
and
a
we-
second time.
He did them 2 in a row at the same time, and we just let it fucking slide. We live in and like we just let it slide, and then we not just
After-
that.
I
I
live
don't
in
think
a
we let
currently-
it slide as
there
much as
is-
we
you have
called
to
it
be
out.
I want to say words I can't say. You want to be, I like that's not even good enough. You have to be so. You have to be cool with it now. I guess that our president
Or blind
and
to
our
it.
government and our country is just full of pedophiles. Like it's just cool. Like the Epstein files are out. The government fucked up in covering their own tracks on a number of occasions that we can verify, and people all over this country are now outed. And there have been teachers, like all over this country, who
Like
have come into
normal,
class and been like,
everyday
"You may have
people?
seen, yeah, like not everyday people, but yes, but like people of higher stature than your average just citizens, all over the place, like college professors, and even high school, like teachers. I don't know, all sorts of people that have been like, you may have seen, I'm in the Epstein files, or like have quit. People all over the world, like America, are like being and fucked as they should be, but like There's
I
a
have-
fucking lot of pedophiles.
I have my
fucking lot of them, and one is in charge of our country, and nothing's being done of it. The fucking leader of the FBI has been caught in multiple lies about his investigation into the Epstein files and the information that has come out since Epstein. It's like so many lies have happened, and so many things have happened, and literally zero is being done about it. Nothing, absolutely nothing is being done except like, are we supposed to have an election again? The government is so not doing anything.
yeah. Well, okay, hold on.
The people are trying, but the powers that be that
You're
don't
letting
care
you're letting
don't
some
care
you're letting
so
some
hard.
fear monger get to you there.
I'm just letting there's a lack of
okay.
action.
Okay. Now it is
He's calling
It
you to
is-
action.
no,
The leader of the
it-
FBI is a fraud.
it is true. You're talking about Cash Patel is not a goddamn law enforcement guy. He was like a
He's a fraud.
news pundit, right? That was placed there. And it's actually gonna start a wildfire.
It's holding on.
Lord help.
Yeah, my house, my family.
That's
Nah,
not
that's gonna
wild.
burn the shit down.
That's not a wildfire.
That's
That's,
not
a
shit.
domestic
That thing
fire.
is full of propane.
You have to. We're all going
That's
down
a
with
that's
it.
a
Would
that's
you
a-
say it's
See, that
also
means
filled
I
with
don't have to
propane
go to work
accessory?
tomorrow.
that's a forklift repair place.
If
It's
your
just full
first
of-
thought,
I've heard a propane explosion right there. It almost killed me. I was standing right there when it happened.
if your first thought of a propane explosion is I don't have to go to work tomorrow, what have they done
What
to
the
us?
fuck have they done to me? So, okay, I need to look. I personally will need to look into this. Claim that there are like, are you saying that? Okay, you're saying school teachers and stuff. Are you talking about
Professors, college
maybe?
professors.
Okay, college professors.
have-
Okay,
and,
okay.
and I think I saw one about high school,
There's
even too.
okay,
but
the
there are
college professors make sense because there is a
Bill Gates is a pedophile.
it-
He's been outed. His wife. That's why his wife divorced him. She's been publicly talking about this for a long time, and now we have the proof. No one fucking listened to her, but she's
wait,
been like.
but what
That's why Bill Gates got a divorce.
being
He's
okay.
been and like he's the fucking
Okay, hold
pedophilic
on,
freak.
hold on. Are you saying okay? But what you're saying is that
He's on a prison.
no, what? No, you're not listening. Hold on.
Not finished.
If you're in the Epstein files, are you saying you're automatically
Yeah. Yeah.
okay?
Fuck
Do
yeah.
you do you not think that okay?
There are some crimes that are.
Okay, hold on. Let me finish. Okay, some people were taken out there to do that. They expressed interest in it because Jeffrey Epstein is a human trafficker. Okay,
Yes.
hold on. Okay, no, we know
Yeah,
this to
keep
be
going.
true. We know this to be
Yeah.
true. Now, you're doing that, and then you go, man, we could.
Hold on. But we have
No,
three
no,
categories
hold
of
on,
people
no,
on
no,
the
no,
island.
wait,
We
hold
have
on,
proof.
Jimmy.
You're talking about the difference between people that were blackmailed and people that weren't. And
Yes.
due to logs and like, we have that information. We know, we not me and you, but the government fucking has that information, and we can see the redacted proof. You can see when things are blacked out that cover up not victims'
So
names.
is there in words Bill Gates did X, Y, and Z?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh.
And not just that, but like there's
You
like
believe so, but is
He
it
would-
in there?
there's
Okay,
hold on, and
I
there's
wanna-
you should see some of
He
these
would kill
pictures.
himself immediately.
That's why his
These guys
hold
would
on.
start jumping
Bill
off of
Gates,
bridges.
his wife has
Or
been
they're just so
talking
powerful
about.
they
If
don't
you look
care.
into this, in him particular, if you look into Bill Gates, his wife divorced him a fucking while ago, not recently, like
Yeah,
a
it's been-
decade
yeah,
ago
it's
or
been a
some
long
shit
time.
like that. And it was because of this. She talked about this. She called him out, and she talked about how much of a piece of shit Epstein was. But everyone is friends with him.
Wasn't it like wasn't she very cryptic about the stuff she was saying? Wasn't it like a very cryptic? Because I mean, listen, man,
Because
if
you
they're
fucking
all-
get murdered.
if they're yeah,
Epstein I mean, we have new footage of his jail cell that they forgot to cover up or even released on purpose.
Who's
And it's
who's-
clearly of Epstein in his
Ah.
jail cell when he died. And it's clearly edited. It's like, babe, it's like not even hard to tell. It's very blatantly doctored.
Hmm.
And like in not just that, look at the fucking leader of our country. Look at the way he talks. He like called it a fucking hoax. Not
Yeah.
even a couple, like that's proof
No,
enough alone.
I do want to say I agree with you on all of it, but I do think that we have to also
Now you're not wrong. Now
Because-
I'm talking about a
because-
specific person. But here's
because-
another thing too. Here's some bullshit on the opposite side of that. There's a photo going around of Bill Clinton and Michael Jackson hanging out together, and like,
just a couple of guys having a good time.
but it's in the files. You know what's up about that picture? The picture's has nothing to do with Epstein and his island. They put that shit in there. That was added That file is that picture is unrelated from another thing that we can prove and track. It is from like something else.
Like a
And
fundraiser.
like here in
Something
America,
stupid,
it
yeah.
has it literally it should not belong in those files. They put that in there.
That island is, I think, just outside of international waters, isn't it?
But I mean, that was in America. Like the
Yeah,
proof-
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
photo is
The picture wasn't taken on the island.
yeah, the picture
Yeah.
has lit in, but they threw it in there. And you could, in like enough evidence, you can. I'm not smart enough, and I don't remember, but evidence in the proof, the undeniable evidence and proof that that photo is added and has and like not there, has nothing to do with that, is in there. And also another undeniable and proof is that Patel. What's the fucking leader of the FBI's name?
Okay, so
Patel.
yeah, Cash Patel.
But
But there's
hold
also
on. I'm
Pam
not.
Bondi is the Department of Justice. lady.
No, I'm talking about the dude.
Okay.
Patel.
Patel.
Patel's the AI company. That's Palantir or something like that. I don't.
Palantir.
Palantir, yes.
That's
Um, but
Too many Ps.
Patel.
Peter Thiel.
Yes, that's the pieces. That's the fucking thing. But
Patel.
Patel came out and specifically said he doesn't have a network of people. He doesn't.
Yeah, I remember
and
him
then,
defending.
and he defended it hard.
That was
And
only
then if
like
you
3
look
months ago, too.
in the fucking released files, it specifically the names of the victim and the innocent. I'm sorry, the name of the victim and the guilty party are both redacted, which they said the guilty party would not be redacted, but it is.
Is it on every one or just certain?
All guilty party names are the one. That's a tricky answer. That's a different tangent. But the there is the investigation in and their known leads of his group of people is there. Like he just lied. That's just lying. That's what's the country we live in. And the fucking leader of the FBI is literally telling us one thing. He's gaslighting us. The proof is right there. Like, what the fuck is that?
Well, Pam Bondi slipped up early in the before they had her all reined in, and she said on
When is this?
television this was probably not long after he took office, because she had already been appointed as the Attorney General, or not Attorney General, or whatever I think she is the Attorney General. So she said, yes, there are tons of files to go through, videos, pictures.
There's 200 gigabytes of shit. And do you know how much they released?
Yeah.
2.7. They released 2.7 gigabytes of information. There
I
are
saw something
200
today.
gigabytes
I
of
saw
information.
something today that said there was more than 1 billion more pieces of data and documents.
And like even what
that
we have is
they-
already damning. Because the government's ran by boomers, they forgot to censor the ability to search by face identification. And you can't search Trump's name, but you can search his face. Find them all over the place. And lots of photos that are damning. Photos that are creepy.
Yeah, I saw the photo of him on the plane with what appeared to be a very, very young
There's a lot of
young
There's
lady.
quite a few of these photos, but we don't need to talk about the files themselves, but more so like our country, like you fight me on this point, but like the powers that be are the ones that are doing nothing because they can.
So okay, I have
Or not fight me, but you have
no. I have a
rebuttal.
not necessarily a rebuttal, but when you're talking about professors, people of stature and power, okay, so
I don't mean that. I'm talking about the fucking FBI is like the
they're
just
covering
full
up.
of shit.
Well, because
and you can prove it.
because the
people are
American
talking
people
about it.
are, because if all of this is true as we are, as the internet and as the public is becoming more and more aware of, and they're going, wait, holy crap. Wait, you did who made okay, and it's getting harder to defend and deny.
You think we're gonna get to a Bill Clinton moment? Or not a Bill Clinton
No,
moment?
no, I
yeah.
think that people will go out into the fucking streets and go fucking bananas. I think that people will stop sending their children to school,
We're gonna dump a bunch of tea in the water.
and it'll be, I think that it'll be a defining
Revolution's
moment. I think it'll be a defining moment. But I would like to explain why I think. Okay, we're gonna say that it started off as a human trafficking thing. This guy was a piece of shit, and he's like, people like certain people like doing this, so they're gonna pay, we're gonna come to this island. And then at some point, somebody was like, what if we started using this to shape politics, policy,
The world.
funding, exactly,
Yeah.
the world. Now, you combine that hypothetical with the fact that he was a dual citizen. He was an Israeli citizen, and he was known to be a member of what is known as the Israeli version of CIA,
Mhm.
Mossad. And then you look at how most of the people that went there were American. They were lawmakers,
I think it's just Israel controlling American politics.
allegedly. I think
I mean,
that
Israel's crazy.
think that Israel got into the ears and eyes of it, and or not. Okay,
What if they caused it all to begin with? If he's part of the CIA, and and he's got unbelievably powerful connections here. That's like you can't like I don't believe you can't believe in coincidences.
No, it is no. I don't think it's. And so you're like, okay, so why would all these college professors go there? Well,
Well, hold on though. What if
how
like
many
there's blackmail and stuff and control, but also some of these motherfuckers are just freaks.
But if you
And if they're powerful enough, it's like it's not even about fucking children. It's about the power and doing stuff you're not supposed to do.
it's
know?
Getting
yeah,
away.
well, it's okay.
Like I would say,
you're-
we have three parties here. We have the blackmailers.
Yeah.
We have the victims. Like that. We have the people who just go there to party because that's what rich people are doing, and everybody else does it. So I got to go to the party. And then I like Diddy
people who
parties.
maybe had no.
Literally no connection. Like Elton John's name is there,
Well,
and like I mean, if he likes to
Saturday
party
night's
though.
all right for
But we have three parties. We have three parties. We have the people who are literally there just like Diddy. See, we say the same thing about Diddy. We have the people who are partying. We have the people who are there for the fucked up party. And then we have the people who are there because of black. Those are the three categories of people we have. I
So
believe
then how do we decide on which is which?
because they give us the fucking information. They know which is which. They gave
But
us
I wanna-
so many things are blacked out. They're just covering and saving these people because our president and other very important people are involved. When in reality, like the way it seems, it doesn't feel like Donald Trump is involved because of any other reason than to be powerful and to like be a fucking pedophilic freak. He's just been there to be. He's the one in charge, and so are the rest of these
this
fuckers.
podcast is gonna give me Charlie Kirk.
And like, I mean, it's obvious.
Well, it's
just
funny that you
fucking
say that
look at
because
If you just put it together and actually say it out loud, that's how else does it unfold?
so you think
I-
they're
you know,
saving
we
have
the
three-
people? So you're saying that they're saving the people that are in power that did these fucked up things.
They're not saved. They're the ones who can tell us no. They're the ones who are giving us the information are the same ones that
Well,
that can hide it.
let's say
Yeah,
let's
but-
okay.
but
Let's say for a second,
but they're
though,
doing that.
that Cash Patel says, okay, we're releasing all of it unredacted.
Except
Do
for the
you not-
victims'
do
names.
you
That's
not-
what they said they were going to do.
Do you not think though that? Do you think let's say that he's completely innocent in the fact that he's never been on that island and done anything weird. Okay, he's just now a cog in the system.
Well, just because your name's in it doesn't mean you're guilty.
No, I know,
Yeah.
but let's take him completely. Let's just because I don't know if he is or isn't. Let's say he's not at all, and he didn't know. He was like, hey, it's these files. He didn't even. Maybe he's like whatever, and then he looks into it and he's like, oh my god, right? Okay, Task, put your okay.
The people need to know. This shit is fucking us all over. Every person
Okay,
is
that's
being
not. It's
fucked
not what
up.
I'm getting at. Listen,
Okay.
listen. Do you not think that when he looks at the names in there and the power, that he goes, I will be fucking dead in 8 years or sooner. I will mysteriously die.
Then he's a fucking pathetic bitch. He's the leader of the fucking FBI.
So let's say you.
So if you were put in that
what
position,
if they came to you and said, if you release this, you're gonna die.
or you and your
I'd
like-
entire family.
No, I'm not the leader of the FBI, and I'm not there. But like,
And I'm not.
then you
I'm-
get a
I'm just
whistleblower.
trying
You
to
fucking
look at
release. You
the-
figure out some other way to release that shit. You like
then don't you think?
or just do it.
then don't you
Maybe
think,
make backdoors for hackers. You know, like the options
maybe
are
they
out
did.
there.
You know.
No, they didn't. Otherwise, we would know. We would have heard. We would
So
have had
I
these
mean,
files soon.
what is because like I
Like-
said, I saw that those guys had made some videos, but I hadn't actually looked.
This is
What-
the dude.
When people were unredacting it, what are they finding in the unredacted?
Here's
How are they even able to unredact?
crazy information
Like
already.
Microsoft Word.
You've literally copy and pasted.
So then don't.
I'm not even joking. The black bars.
Then what makes you think that they didn't?
They fixed it since. Because they're fucking dumb shit boomers.
Or is the leader of the FBI giving us these breadcrumbs to follow? You know what I mean? Like maybe he can't
Well, no,
release them in.
He's not because
No, he's a punk-ass
he is a
bitch.
fucking spineless.
He's
He's
a spineless
completely
worm.
complicit, and also
Yeah.
if
He was Trump
he
put him
knows
there.
he would be dead.
He's a spineless bitch. But you're the fucking, and then like
Do you
fucking
maybe
sacrifice yourself
think-
for the better of the people. This is millions of people.
Trump ran on turning over the Epstein files, and then guess what happened to him?
They called him a fucking host.
They shot him?
shot at.
Yeah, because it was scripted. You got shot at from a
Well-
dumb shit that was allowed to climb up this ladder with a sniper rifle that people were calling in about. Being like, there's a guy walking around town during this rally who's climbing up to the sniping rifle weapon point.
You need to get into the flesh. You're on his alley, right?
Flesh simulator?
I
What
think
is that?
He's a YouTuber.
I think the higher powers
He's
in the
one who
government
put out
that
the fishing.
Everything is constructed. It's a
The-
psyop.
the,
Wasn't always.
they don't
He's,
want to.
I would. He has a thing that might make you get off Reddit. About
I almost
Reddit.
don't use Reddit anymore.
About Reddit being like total psyop
Uh,
from the ground
you
up.
have to know how to look through it. You have to I don't know. I can't teach how to read it, but like after you read it, like you could tell. I don't know how to describe it. Like I've been redditing for a fucking long time, and I've redded it very hard, and I've gone to a lot of reddity places.
It's like might be one of the craziest psyops that's ever.
But I don't really. So is Facebook.
What's a psyop?
A force controlled outcome that maybe people don't understand is happening.
It's like the shit that the CIA does,
Oh,
and like the NSA, and like. Okay,
Here's a real one. The food pyramid. Food pyramid is completely.
That's the end of the food
You know, the
pyramid
food
right there.
pyramid is complete bullshit.
Sorry.
Because it is. It's constructed by the people trying to sell food.
Yeah.
And it has no. It's horribly unhealthy for you. Eating like grains are the worst fucking food to happen to people, and that's what the food pyramid. And now food is pushed as the hardest. It's fucking bread, and white bread is the fucking worst thing. to
Hey,
happen
but
to
bread
the
tastes pretty
race.
good.
I think
They shove it in.
part of
Yeah,
that.
but it's
I think
cake.
part of that back
It's
then.
sugar content is cake.
No,
Good.
hold on. I think that the food pyramid was also made at a time when
It was made by you could prove
no,
this.
but people were like poorer. Like it was food maybe wasn't as
During, like, the
Mm-mm.
Great
And
No,
you would
you're
eat-
you're like
you
you're
would
trying to
eat
find
more
silver linings,
grains
but like
stuff.
it's
filling.
pushed as it was pushed to strictly form a diet and cause sales. And you're talking about the same people that a council of people came together to say cigarettes do not cause cancer.
Oh well, yeah.
You know, like the food
that-
pyramid came before that.
That cigarettes, that maybe not a psyop. That's more of a
No, but the
just-
food pyramid came before that though.
okay. Maybe the food pyramid isn't a
But
psyop
that's a-
in terms of
Well,
like
some psyops can be taken advantage of, like maybe COVID. Maybe COVID wasn't orchestrated in a lab. Maybe it was, but either way, there were lots of holes to take advantage of with it, and like the holes that unintentional. Like here's a psyop idea: the mask divide.
Mask divide?
Wearing masks should not have been such a big deal, but all of a sudden it became associated with being a Trumper, and being anti-vax. And so much strife that almost caused people to want to fucking murder each other.
just like the
Was
media.
that a psyop?
The media can construct like what gets released like out in public. The media is construed in different ways to formulate
Russian
how
bots
people are going to think.
formulating propaganda bullshit Trump posts just to cause
Or,
anger.
well,
Like this, well,
Do we know they were even Russian? You know what I mean?
we were able to prove that some of it was. We were able to prove that, but how much of it it just started the
we're jumping all over the place here though.
But these are all the idea of psyops.
A real psyop that they did was it was MK Ultra, and MK Ultra was
Birthplace
the
of
CIA was taking people and giving them like acid, trying to do mind control with
The men who stare at ghosts.
with acid and stuff like. Well,
Where'd the moon go?
it's right there. It's
Oh,
lower on the horizon in the tree.
but the government invented LSD.
Yeah.
Trying to make the mind.
Yeah, and
I-
so
I-
they, so that's like a good example. Also, like, Call of Duty, like maybe more so now because it's like more addicting now, but back in the day, like, fueled.
A lot of
It
people
came
don't
out
list.
like Call of Duty got really popular at a time when America seemingly needed more soldiers.
2004.
Yeah, so
There's
in-
Modern Warfare.
Yep.
Yeah.
So boom, war in Iraq. Goddamn, we
2006.
need more people, right? And we also need to cultivate a new group of soldiers. We need kids that are 13 to want to be soldiers. How do we do that? We're gonna fall in love with these video games about being soldiers, and we're gonna romanticize because you're always the hero.
War never changes.
You're always the hero, and you can always win that game, right? Like the stories and campaigns.
Yeah.
More not as less
Badass action
multiplayer.
movies.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Even in the multiplayer, you treat
And then
you're
what do
fucking
you
good.
have?
You know.
You have people in 2009.
No scope,
you have
please. Iraq.
you have. I mean, when I graduated high school, like the amount of people that were joining the army. Now, we live near an army base, so it was more of a thing that you could do. But the amount of people that were joining the army was just insane. Like that's just what people already knew they were
You were
doing.
gonna join the army at one point,
Yeah, man. I almost.
or military of some sort.
Yeah,
Who talked you out of that?
Okay, well, so yeah, when I was 18, I did go and talk to the Marine Corps, and I got real fucking pumped about the Marine Corps, and then I got like pleaded against with some of my family members.
I think
And-
mom pleaded with you, didn't she?
Yeah, she was like, "Please God, don't do that." And had she, I might be completely dead because Marines were dying a whole bunch. 18-year-old boys are the ones they send to die. So,
You can't take these people that already know the stuff. Still
So
these
and
new guys.
then flash forward a couple years, I was like 22 maybe, and I'd like this chick. I'm not gonna shout out. This chick. Yeah, we got a good one here, boys. This chick I was seeing was in the National Guard, and I like kind of started
I
changing.
did it for the Nookie.
Well,
what? The Nookie.
We were kind of like.
I did
She
that
was
for
always
that
kind of
Nookie.
a high school sweetheart of mine, and it felt serendipitous, and at the time I maybe believed in more.
Don't be making up words, man.
It felt very faded. It felt faded almost.
That sounds like a teenage shit.
Yeah, well, that's what 22-year-olds.
Young adult.
Yeah.
So, anyway, she was like banging me, and the poontang will change a fella.
I did it all for the Nookie.
Yeah, and I love Limp Bizkit anyway, so you can take that cookie.
Stick it.
Yeah. So, anyways, I went and I took like a big I was there for like a couple of hours at the place one time and like this big ASVAB thing. I didn't go. I don't think I didn't. Yeah, it was like a big long
It's the
practice.
military
It was a
test.
practice. Yeah, ASVAB, and they didn't take
Tell
my
you how
cell
good of a
phone.
soldier you'd
They
be.
didn't take my cell phone from me, so I cheated on it. They were just like, "Do you have a cell phone on you?" And I said, "No."
They're like,
That's why I couldn't even. Also, I can't deal with authority like that. But
Yeah,
at the
no.
time, it made more sense because I wasn't really doing anything with my life, and I was like, well, it's a fucking steady paycheck. I'll probably get out of the fucking place I'm in now, and I'll go somewhere else. And like it's structure, and at the time, I wanted structure. I was already in shape. Like I worked out like crazy back then, and I was like, so I already knew I could like pass all of that shit. And also, fucking yeah, this chick was telling me like, you join, and then we'll be like a military family. We'll see the world together and shit like that. And I was pretty hyped about it, and so I signed up, signed some preliminary papers, some things, not just kind of like, it's almost like letters of intention, I guess. And it's almost
they gave you a promise ring.
they're not, yeah, it's promise rings. They're not binding, but it's like, yeah, I want to do this, and of like I'm in sound mind of what I'm. And then there was like the day I was gonna go to MEPS, which is like, I think I think they were just gonna be taking me down there every day, but sometimes you just go somewhere for 3 days, and they do like weird testing. They make you duck walk. They walk. They see if they test you. They see if you're flat-footed or if you're
If
Yeah.
you have any
in the day, back in
disabilities.
the day, they'd be like, he's kind of gay. We can't let him in. And then now they're like,
What are you talking about? He's perfect candidate for
we
the
can't
military.
ask him, but he is a little flat-footed, if you know what I mean. So yeah, there's things that you can't get in for, and so 2 days prior to that, that girl was we're hanging out. This is turning into a long-winded story. And anyway, she admitted to pretty much like cheating on me all summer in kind
Oh,
of a hot way, like just being a total sleut. And
yeah.
which is makes sense.
Salute, some
She
might
was
say.
she was showing her boobs to all the friends at parties, and I was like, that's fucking awesome, right? Yeah.
That's totally cheating.
No, it's not. She's just a fun girl. And we didn't have any true attachment to one another. I say
Well-
dating, we were loosely dating. We were hanging out and boning and going to Waffle House.
Hey,
And-
Waffle House is a nice date. You know how expensive Waffle House
Also,
is?
if Elizabeth came outside and showed all of you, I mean, God forbid she shows you that, but you know what I mean. I'm not gonna be like, you're cheating on me. I'm gonna be like, hey, check that out. She showed everybody her tits.
There's
I don't have a, I
per
don't,
couple
I don't,
relationship.
I don't
Here's
care
what
about
you-
that stuff. There's
it's
a,
like,
I wouldn't want, any
mean,
girl of mine showing her tits to anybody
well, that's
else.
because that's
Is
your
she
like
yours?
possessive value.
do you
Like straight
possess
up,
her?
what are her? What?
Don't get
like,
philosophical.
Well, no, straight up.
just
So what does
saying.
somebody else see?
Hey,
in
once
her
I pay for
tits?
that engagement ring, I legally bought her. All
But if
right?
she wants
But,
to,
but like
anyways,
somebody else seeing
anyways,
somebody else's tits isn't like I
it's
can see your
intent, I
tits.
guess.
You know, like it's just it's
I
not.
don't give a fuck. My brother-in-law showed me a
Exactly.
picture of his bloody ass.
But also, if someone's
yesterday,
like, if
and I reacted viscerally.
I would
you
say
you were like, hey, I don't
there's-
need to know
but
what
also
you and your
there's
gay,
intent.
gay husband
there's
do at
intent
night.
though too. There's a difference between just happen to you're at a party and your tits are out, or if like someone you just have some
Yeah, she
homies
was
over
like, "Who
and you're
wants
just
to
sitting
see
on your
my
couch with your
tits?"
boobs out, and you're
And
like,
everybody was like, cool. And then we
Okay.
would like make out. Like
There's a
at the end of the
difference.
night, she would go to bed with me. And it wasn't like,
that's like people who are.
but
dating
then, I mean,
strippers.
we did get
There's
to,
a
we were
difference.
telling each other we loved each other, and she chilled out on showing the tits. She didn't chill out on cheating, on that part.
She was still
The-
showing people her
and-
boobs.
The
and
just
I-
behind
poker
closed-
stick's about to be.
Yeah, fucking
cooked.
Zach destroyed
I
the
know.
poker stick.
I needed more fire to
Fucking-
burn,
And
and that was burning.
there's a whole goddamn tree.
We can
a
find
local
another
company-
stick.
I'm gonna. I'll be real. I'm gonna probably have
Yeah,
to get
no,
out of here
yeah.
before too long. I gotta eat something before I go to bed.
You already ate something. What are you talking about? That sandwich was good. You had
You
had
have work
crackers
in the morning
yesterday.
too, sir.
What time is it?
I don't know.
My phone's dead. I don't know.
It is. It's only 9:30,
So,
but it
yeah,
is 9:30.
9:30.
Also, we've been recording for a while. But anyways, that chick just I got upset and politely, rudely asked her to leave the house, and she did, and I got sad. I took a bunch of Z-Quil. And I had
Had a nice long nap.
quit like smoking pot because you gotta can't be smoking reefer in the military. Which, come on, guys,
If anybody,
really? If
people
anybody,
want-
needs
if
it.
anybody should be able to, but then they're like, oh, well, we'll start thinking like rational people.
yeah, yeah, straight up.
We won't be
Opens
able
the
to brainwash
mind.
them. And listen, I support. Listen, there's a reason why there are soldiers, and you can't. It's not as cool to. I'm not gonna sit here and be like I'm anti whatever, because if we got like invaded,
Hate the player, not the game.
yeah, if we got invaded, we'd all be like, "Where's the army?" And everybody's like, "Well, we all didn't support them, so they hate us."
Hate the player, not the game.
Yeah. So
But I love this game.
yeah. So I did. The
See,
guy
I-
called. The
Hate
guy
the player,
called me.
not the game.
His name was Sergeant Bird.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
BYRD, and he called and he said, Jesse, are you ready for MEPS? And I was smoking a blunt, and I was like, I'm
Yeah.
not doing that no more, man. And he was like, what? I was like, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
I did it
I'm
off
not,
for the nookie and it left. I'm out.
I'm like, I'm not doing it. He was
we
like,
can
why?
get you more nookie.
And I was
You're like,
just
yeah, my
like,
attention.
I was like, some things have changed, and I just am no longer interested in doing that. He was like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah. That was the end of that. And I never saw it after that, because I also, the entire time, it wasn't like I was, I didn't feel committed to the idea, but I did feel committed to the structure. Like I was craving structure at the time, and I've found that I operate more loose. I operate more mentally stably with a loose structure of existence. But
You said just the other day that you have fantasized and would do it in an instant. If you could become a hobo, just ride the rails like they did back in the day.
Yeah, that's very loose structure.
You would have
Yeah,
to.
if I could be a
Um,
traveler.
I mean,
I'm
okay,
trying
not
to-
and
oh,
now
stop.
hobo. Okay, when I was talking about that, like let me
Say
preface.
homo or
Homo,
hobo.
homo,
Which one?
both.
Homo.
No, god damn it. Okay, if I had no wife, no kid, no responsibilities, right?
No attachment.
And I had babies like the deer and stuff, and I could like yeah, I would just go and live in like the woods.
Dude,
Live
you'd be
away.
Torset.
Yeah,
You'd
man, I
become
would.
without the
Well,
numbers.
I need to do an episode about Troy Sapp. Just a dissertation because you know what's crazy? I still have. One time my phone updated and it unblocked every number that I'd ever blocked.
Oh,
He still texts you.
No, he didn't, but his last messages to me came through, and I believe the pictures are still there. And the crazy, like dude, he used to call Chris, and then Chris would call me and put me on a three-way phone call. And then sometimes Chris would hang up, and it would bridge just me to Troy Sapp. And I'd be like, you fucker, that turned into 2 hours of me talking to
Wait,
this
would
guy.
Chris be there at all, or he'd just be like, and it'd be like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
but
fuck.
sometimes he would stick on there for a while. He'd be like, I gotta get off here, guys, later. And I'd be like, no. And
trapped.
for those of you that, and this is a
that's when you
brief,
just go. Yeah, I got some
Troy
stuff to
Sapp
do too.
Troy Sapp was a man who was a
He's gonna hear this one.
I'm not gonna no he doesn't he wouldn't because he would think that the Chinese were he wanted to broadcast his gospel of what was going to happen and what was going to come. He was a biblical numerologist who lived in the woods as a vagrant.
Although
And
he had power to his little shack.
He did have power to his little shack, but
Still down the woods.
he lived in what is essentially a strange junkyard in a tent that had television and essentially central heat and air. And the entire tent was full of any piece of paper that had space to write on it was covered in numbers, and the numbers would have words underneath them. And he would predict things and have predictions, and based off the words that he got from numbers. And when somebody would say a word to him that maybe stuck out, like I would say something to him and it would stick out, he'd say it and then he'd add it up, and then he'd go down the line of like it means this at the end of the day. He also was like, "That's an apple tree," and Chris was like, "That's not a apple tree." This guy was like, "It wasn't an apple tree." He's kind of out of his mind. He had ticks on him. That were just like giant, where they'd been living on him. And he was a very strange character, man. I got high with him, and
Did any of his predictions come true yet?
So he wanted me to videotape him and broadcast his word, but he wanted me to make sure that the Chinese couldn't see it. He was afraid. He said the Chinese were the root of it. And he said that if they saw it, then they would take him out and that he wouldn't be able to preach the gospel. And I love that, by the way. But I talk about that. I had to separate.
I'm coming for you, Troy.
I had to not go back and hang out with that guy. And I listen. Some bad thunderstorms came in, and I was like, I need to go check on Troy because we had phone calls together. And I was like, I bought that GoPro with one of the things. I was like, I need to go fucking film Troy, and that'll be YouTube. I'll profit off this insane man. So interestingly,
now you're still alive.
Interestingly, he was also like into crystals and probably crystal meth, but crystals. He dangled a crystal above Chris's head, and it did some shit. And I don't remember if he asked us to guess a number or if he did something, but he said, "Oh wow," and he got a reading off of it, and maybe it was Chris's name that he did the numerology to. And he got this weird kind of John Edwards crossing over, like he was like almost like a psychic. You know what I mean? Okay, you kind of get something right, and he stuck the crystal over my head, and he said it refused to move, and then he asked me if I believed in God, and he hadn't asked me that at all. And he said this is not the same. But then he put it over, and that could just be his fucking hand.
Yeah, it could be fun.
But also, he asked me point he got very serious for a second. He was like, "This is."
He asked you if you believed in God. What was your answer?
I don't remember what I told him honestly,
Oh,
because
freaked
we
you out.
were in a place of vulnerability to a degree.
you were
We
just high on
entered his tent, and we both agreed afterwards that we were maybe in a defensive state and ready to
fight.
in case
Free
some,
to action.
because listen, we didn't know he was there. We were looking for plants that possibly contain like DMT. We're trying to find some plants,
And you just found his
and-
home.
And so we found we were digging in this overgrown ditch, and Chris was also gathering plants that were just really cool, and we actually planted them around here, but they wound up not. A couple of them took flight over there. There's some that are planted that
cool.
lived. But the ones in the yard over here didn't. Willow ate them.
She has some crazy dreams then.
So, but yeah, we were in a place of vulnerability. I don't remember what I said to him. I don't think that I was probably particularly honest. I think I was probably like, yeah, that's weird or whatever. Like, or I may have said, I'm more spiritual.
But
or whatever.
what was his reply to that?
Oh man, it's been several years.
Yeah, it was a while.
I just remember
Squirrel
that
brain.
he acted kind of weirdly about it. And it wasn't Tula, and that was like at the kind
Is
of
this human still around?
He doesn't live there anymore. There's somebody built a house there.
But he still lives.
He had a pretty extensive criminal history.